Right, boys, welcome back to another episode of the Two Real podcast. This marks a very special, episode today. It's episode 10. It's the first milestone. And I'm going to be diving very, very deep into today. I realised a lot. I had a very good conversation with someone today in the gym prior to this episode, and it made me really understand a lot and realise a lot about life. And he shared his perceptions to me, and I'm going to be giving a lot of his perceptions today as a lot of these lessons. So we're just going to get straight into today. Also, before I get started, make sure to head over to Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, because you can now access all of these episodes. And you can now listen to these episodes when you're going on a walk or whatever you're doing. If you want to put your earphones in, if you just want to have me out loud and you just want to listen to these podcasts, get any advice, any inspirations from me, so you can now do it, boys. So let's get into the episode, man. This morning, I went to the gym, smashed out a really good session. I then went to the steam room, the sauna, and whilst I was sitting in the sauna, there was someone in there who I always see, and we usually just say hello to each other. It's nothing more than that. And he asked the usual questions. Have you got work on the weekend? I was like, yep. He was like, how was last week's work? And I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's work. It will do. Brings the money in for now. And he said to me, he was like, are you just tired of working? Are you tired of this rat race? And I was like, yeah, that's my belief system. That's what I believe work is. It's a rat race of this constant chasing work. And yeah, you get money to live, but there's no peace of mind. And we're having a really good conversation about work and how life truly is and the true meaning behind life and what the point is of whatever we are doing in the current modern day and age. He was talking a lot about bad food and about instant gratification. It was so weird to hear from someone before, because I haven't really had good conversations like this with other people before. And the guy's like 65 years old, and the weird thing about it was how I'm going to tie this into a lesson today is he was saying all these things to me, but he only said that he realized it recently. The guy's 65 years old and he only realized it recently that what is the point of all this work, like working a job or going to college or going to uni or whatever it is. He's like, what is the point of all of this? And the lesson I'm going to tie it into today is most people realize these things way too late. For his instance, he's only realized it like recently, being 65 years old and speaking to me, who I'm 18. He's sitting here speaking, oh, you know what? What was the point of all of my life? And you don't realize how deep it truly is. And I'm listening to it like, wow. Most people realize it's so late. Like, to me, it really depends. It's really subjective to each individual. For me, I've realized it so early because I've opened my eyes wide enough to see it. I feel like everyone truthfully knows a lot about the truth about life and about peace and all these other things that come along in life. I think we all secretly know the truth with these things, but we don't open our eyes enough wide enough to see it, or we don't open our eyes up at all, and most don't. And he chose to open his eyes up late. So the lesson I am tying it into today is you realize you're going to regret realizing it too late. Anything I'm saying, anything you know you should be doing, anything you know you should be implementing, incorporating into your life, and whatever they may be, ways in which you know you should be changing your life and making it better, you will realize that too late. And you will realize it too late, and you won't be able to take back that time. You won't be able to have a rerun. That's one of my biggest sort of things I like to go over. There is no rerun in life. It's literally one chance and one chance only. And you're going to realize it too late that you left it too late. And people always say, it's never too late, but I don't think that's the case. There is a time when it's going to get too late. There's a time where you're going to be incapable of going to the gym. You're going to be incapable of being able to afford buying diets or whatever they may be. Maybe you're in a struggling position now, but when you're older and you spent your whole life working and you've got no time and you're not in a good physical state, well, you're not going to have the physical capabilities to be able to stay strict to a diet or to go to the gym or whatever it may be. So it's a deep one starting off because you just need to go for it. You do only get one life, and I feel like today it made me realise I know I'm on a good path, I know I'm implementing good things, but it's going to boost me even more because seeing such an individual, no matter how sad it may be for that he's realised it late, he still realised it late, and that time will not be taken back now. So I think obviously the lesson that is tied in here is that don't realise it too late. You know, whatever I'm saying, you should be incorporating in your life. If it's diet, if it's going to the gym, if it's setting goals and going and achieving those goals, whatever it may be, you know that you should be doing this. And eventually you may start doing it. But the point is that you will do it too late, and you will start it too late, and you will be so incapable where you actually might not even start it. If you carry on going down the deep dark path that you're going down, if it may be smoking, vaping, eating bad food, not looking after your health at all, looking after your life in general, you're going to become incapable. So not only are you not going to realise it, not only are you going to realise it too late, but you're not going to realise it at all. So take advantage of your age, especially if you're young and you're watching this, and understand that if you leave everything I am saying too late, there's no rerun. There's no chance that you get again to be able to live a life doing those things. So imagine the life you will live and have of doing all of these things, but also become fearful of the life that you will have if you don't do these things, and you will have that same sort of realization one day where, what was my life for? I didn't achieve anything. I haven't really done anything. I've just worked my whole life. I've just pleased people my whole life. I haven't done anything for me. I haven't achieved anything for myself. And that's sort of realization he did, and it really woke me up as well. And I hope it wakes you up, because you will leave it too late and you will regret doing all the things you know you should have done, no matter what it may be. Right, the next point, okay? Life is not fair. I know you've heard that before, but it's not. Nothing's going to always go our way, especially in things you want to go your way or that you think are always going to go your way. They're not going to go your way. And maybe you think you're just unlucky. Maybe you are unlucky. But maybe you're creating that luck for yourself based off your decisions or the decisions that you are making. Maybe you are making that luck. I'm a big firm believer in creating your own luck. And I see it as if you do good things long enough and you work hard enough at doing good things, you're gonna get better luck. You're gonna get rewarded for that. But if you're doing bad things constantly, guess what? Well, bad things are gonna happen to you, and you're gonna have bad luck all the time. So I feel like for me, the hardest thing is, no matter what situation you're in, bad, good, whatever it may be, it's the mindset which is the most important thing. And if you have that victim mentality that, I'm always unlucky, or my life is shit, all these bad things are happening to me, life is unfair, then of course it's not going to get better. With that belief system, that negative belief system, your life will own you, but you need to start trying to own your life, actually taking control of the actions and the things you do on an everyday basis, or just your life in general, your core beliefs, your belief system, your values, your morals. You need to start taking control. And I understand we're living in a distracting world where it is trying to take our focus away from actually improving it and in trying to make the world a better place. I understand that. I understand there's a reason why social media is a thing. It's not just there for entertainment. It's there to distract you, get your mind distracted on it. But the consequences of that is then you don't focus on your own life. Your life takes control of you. I've heard this before. I don't know if you've heard this, but you either run the day or the day runs you. You either run the day by making the decisions you know you should be making, or the day runs you because you let the decisions run you. You let, I should have just ate, I might as well just eat this, or I might as well just do this. You let that run you because they're there. But you need to learn to run the day. You need to learn to take control of your life. And the way that starts, and I always like to link it back to the point, is stop thinking life is unfair. Of course it's unfair. We're all different. We're all going down different paths. Of course it's unfair. You're going to have bad things happening to you. You're going to have good things happening to you. But the difference is with a lot of people that when good things happen to them, they're not praising that the fact that a good thing has happened to them. They're always thinking, oh, well, focusing on the bad things. Oh, well, life is unfair. I'm unlucky. You're not unlucky. You just have a victim mentality, and it needs to stop, and it needs to stop right now if you want to be happy and you want to find peace and you want to start having good luck. The sad reality of comparison. Okay. I know you've heard this. Comparison is the thief of joy. If you compare yourself and you only focus on others all the time, you're not going to find peace and happiness and freedom in your own life. Most people know this, or everyone should actually recognise that is the case. But the sad reality of it is people feel that it is a trapped state. They cannot get out of it. They are constantly eyes locked on and focused on other people, not themselves. And I also think the thing to wake yourself up from that thought and belief of you're trapped is believing that no matter if you compare yourself to someone else's situation, or the way someone looks, or what someone else is being able to do, or the amount of money of what someone else has, no matter how hard you do that, and no matter how much you focus on it, no matter how many times you get upset by that fact, you're not going to be them. You're not going to just fucking teleport where they are and have their life. But to tie it into better things, it doesn't mean you can't. It doesn't mean you can't be in a similar position to them. It doesn't mean you can't have a successful life for yourself. It doesn't mean you can't improve the way you look, so then you can be as attractive as they are. But I feel like that comparison at first is the thing that takes away from our life, or our state of belief that we can be that ourselves, because we don't currently have it. If you're currently looking at people who have what you want, especially in my position, I'm not rich, I'm not successful, I don't have the money I want yet, I don't have the influentialness that I want yet. But if I spend every minute, every second, every hour comparing myself to people who already have that, what is that going to do good for me? That's going to do no good for me. That's just going to do nothing for me. But the most important thing that I should be doing is focusing on the fact that, okay, I don't have it, they have it, I want it, so I'm going to work for it, I'm going to do what is required to get that. You can have it, and you will have it if you work hard enough, but it starts with believing that comparing yourself and wishing that you had it isn't going to do anything. It's just going to make your mental health and your emotions spark even more. It's going to make it even worse for you, because I understand it's hard when you see someone have exactly what you want, or the way you want to look, they have that. But it's all false perception. It's all on social media. It's all online. It's all set up that way for you to look at it and be like, oh, wow, that person's happy, that person's successful, that person's rich, but I'm just here. I'm the consumer. But it doesn't do any good for you, and it definitely hasn't done it. It hasn't done any good for you, and it didn't do good for me. I was so like, I don't like using the word depressed. I don't really believe in the terminology of it, but I was very emotional when I compared myself to other people, because I wanted things so badly. But when I saw someone who already has what I want to have, and then like they're younger than me, or like they're 15, 16, 17, and they're growing up with a family who's rich and successful already, and they can already do what they want and travel where they want, and I'm just like, you haven't even worked for it. But you also need to realize that by doing that, it's not going to get any better. So you need to cut out that fact or that time wasting habit of scrolling and comparing yourself to others, because it's not going to get you in their shoes or in their position. What is going to get you there is actually doing the work that is required to be in that position. And I understand genetics can play a big part in the way you look, but there are always ways to improve in life. And if you're not chasing improvement, and you're just trying to compare yourself to someone else, and you believe that's going to actually get you in that position, stay delusional. But if you actually are willing to put in the work and understand that no matter what position you are in now, you can improve things, and you can become successful, you can improve this or improve that, then things will change, and you'll end up being in that position. So just understand that Comparison is not going to do anything. It's just going to be the thief of joy and take away from your own happiness and your own progress. Freeing yourself from unnecessary burdens. Okay, this may be anything. This could be people, relationships, habits, anything, scheduling, whatever you're doing in your life. You need to let go of the things that you know are hurting you and that are damaging you. And I'm going to start off one by one. I'm going to start off with people first. Letting go of people. I'm going to speak about friends here. The people around us, the people that influence us to do things, the people that are our environment, because you are the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with, the people that you're always spending the most time with. You adopt their habits, you adopt their way of thinking, you adopt the sort of words they say, the way they speak, the way they act, the way they dress. You sort of adapt that. And it's true. If take your 5 closest friends and look at them and look at yourself, are you very, very similar to them? Or are you doing things, or have you got a similar belief system to them? That is probably the case. And that is dangerous, because obviously having a good environment and having good people around us can make us a better person, but it's dangerous because when you have bad people around you and you have people who are on a bad path, it's also going to drag you down onto a bad path. So with friends, cut out all friends who are on a bad path, who, no matter how close you may be to them, no matter if you've known them for the last 15 years, maybe you can have a small relationship still with them because you've known them for so long, but don't make them the closest friend, because your closest friend, you're always going to be around, you're always going to be influenced by, so you need to make them good ones, you need to make them positive ones. And I feel like with a lot of things in life, it's about a value exchange. It's about, what do I have to give you and what do you have to give me? And if that's negative, if it's negative, why are we even friends? So with friends, cut out all the bad ones, cut out all the ones that are on a bad path, that are influencing you to do bad things, think a bad way, or whatever it may be, and start trying to find people who are on a good path, who are going to influence you to do the right thing, and are going to influence you to be a better you. And with relationships, I'm not a big fan of them in general, especially at a young age when you should be working hard. I do believe that if the right one comes along, it can make you a better person. But again, on the other side of that coin, it's just as dangerous as friendships, because it's going to bring you back down. It's going to take your time away, and especially if you're with someone bad, it's only going to affect your mental health worse. It's going to make you more lazy, because you're going to want to spend time with them when you should be working hard in the gym, or on that diet, or on that goal. So cut shit friends out, cut shit relationships out. If there are very, very good ones that come along, they are extremely rare. So you will know if they come along, because it will be completely different. The circumstances that you will be dealing with will be completely different, apart from being with friends who are smoking, vaping, and doing whatever. If your friends are wanting to speak about reading and bettering their life, that's a good thing compared to the other side of that coin. Just cut out all the negative ones, the negative relationships, the negative people, and only adapt the good ones. And yes, it is very rare, but they may come along. And when they come along, you don't want to miss that opportunity. But you're only going to recognize that opportunity once you first recognize the bad ones and you cut out the bad ones. So do that first. And with habits, or with bad things, or anything that is bad, I'm going to speak about habits mostly here. Any bad habits you're doing, smoking, vaping, I always like to go over the same ones, because they are the most damaging ones, and they're also the most addicting ones in our modern day and era in society. Cut those out. Smoking, vaping, bad food, scrolling on social media, lack of ambition, laziness, can't leave the house, can't go to the gym, sleeping in, going to bed whatever time, watching fucking porn. I don't even want to use that word because it's so haram. Watching X-rated videos, doing X-rated activity, whatever it may be, cut it out, because it's going to fuck your mental health out, it's going to fuck your life up, it's going to fuck your way of thinking, it's going to fuck what you should be doing. It's going to take up your time, and it's just going to fuck everything. Okay, I don't want to keep rambling on, but it's going to fuck everything. But what is going to do good is being around good people, picking up good habits, and having good relationships. Right, peace and tranquility. Okay, to me, what sparks happiness or life inside of me isn't money, it isn't fame, it isn't making other people feel good, pleasing others, doing what other people want me to do. What makes me feel good is freedom, tranquility, and peace. And I promise you, once you start trying to find those things in your life, it will become so much better. Okay, peace, Just sometimes for me, it's just like people like, how can you be alone? How can you not be out partying? How can you not be going out drinking and doing what everyone else is doing? And it's just like, not only do I know that is bad, but I don't find any peace in that. I don't find any peace at all. It's peace of mind. It's mental strength. To me, it's so important to feel mentally strong and to have that peace and tranquility in my life. But to most other people, it isn't. Or it will be if they were to be open enough to find peace, but most people don't think it's peace that they want. It's whatever their body feels it wants, which is comfortability. And comfortability, as we know, in the modern day and age, is going to make you fat. It's going to make you go down a dark path. It's going to make you pick up habits you shouldn't be doing. But for me, it's hard to go into it because I don't truly understand the definition yet of peace and of tranquility in my life, because I'm so young and I'm learning. But for me, chasing peace and chasing tranquility and calmness and stability, and I guess success in my life, but success outside of money is peace to me. So that is the most important thing. And also freedom. I think freedom's the most important thing, because I think without freedom you don't have peace. I feel like if you're trapped in a job, if you're trapped in anything, you're not going to have peace, because peace of mind is knowing you can do anything, or knowing you can wake up and you can feel good, you can feel happy, knowing you just feel good in yourself and who you are and who you've become. And I think without freedom you don't have that, and I feel like freedom offers that. And I feel like it's difficult for me because money is basically the thing that first offers freedom. The freedom to travel where you want, the freedom to go where you want, the freedom to be able to get, buy, offer, whatever it may be. You need money, you need that income up first. So it's so hard to work around peace, because to me, I want peace, tranquility, freedom, but to fund that, you need money. So it's such a tricky one, but I'm still understanding that for myself. But please try and find peace and tranquility in your life, and you'll feel so much more calm. Your mental health will improve, and you'll just feel so much better in yourself and who you are. Start where you stand, okay? No matter where you are in your life, no matter if you feel like you are down a dark path, and no matter if you feel like you got 1,001 friends who are influencing you to do bad things, start where you stand. No matter where you are, you can start. No matter where you are, where you live, who you are, what your name is, what you've been through, what you've done, where you're going, you can rewrite that story. And that starts by starting where you stand. Starting right now in this specific moment, or after this video, or after what I have said. It's about incorporating it straight away, no matter where you are. So, just start. Whatever it may be. Good habits, good things, goals, that good diet, going to the gym tomorrow. Start now, because if you don't start now, every day that goes by is a day you could have started, or things could have been better, or your mental health could have been improved. So it's going to be a short segment, but please just start now, because eventually, like I said before, tying into the other point, it's going to come a time where it's too late, or you're too far gone. And also, I want to tie into another conversation today that I didn't have today. I had with someone at work, and it actually made me open my eyes up quite wide, or a lot wider than I already had them open to the world and the beliefs or the things that are going on. And I feel like you need to understand that it's better to make mistakes and to make bad decisions sometimes than it is to later on down the line realize that you now have to live with that regret that you didn't do it, or you didn't do something. And I don't want to live with that. I don't want to be 60 or 65 like that guy and regret the fact that I've only just realized the correct way of thinking and the correct approach to life. And that's why I do anything I think about doing, I do, no matter if it's a mistake, no matter, okay, maybe it's obviously subjective. Don't just fucking go and start smoking and think, oh, well, I'm just going to do it. It's obviously subjective. Use your brain as well. But I've just started to do things and giving them a try. And maybe they don't, and maybe they're not amazing. Maybe they don't have the best benefit. Maybe I'm just doing them to try to see if it'll be something that's worth in my life. But just try things out. Because the worst thing that may happen is maybe it'll be a mistake, but then you can then learn from that mistake and make sure it doesn't happen again. But the consequences of that mistake will not be as big and will not be as suffering as how much you will suffer if you don't do it, and then later on down the line the regret will seep in and you'll realise now the consequences that you have to live with are so much deeper and darker, because now you won't be in that specific moment again, especially if something comes about right now and you have the choice to do it or not do it, because that moment may never come around again. And then you will get to a point where you will realise, well, fucking hell, I could have done that, or I could have been here, or I could have just done that, even if it would have been a mistake. At least I would have learned a lesson from it or extracted value from it. But now I can't do it. Now I missed the opportunity. Now I will never get to do that again. So please just take the chance. Take the risk or lose the chance. I like to say that all the time. Take the risk or lose the chance. If you don't take the risk, you're going to lose the chance of taking that risk, or whatever it may be. It might not be a risk. It might just be going to speak to that girl who you think is pretty and you want to go and speak to her. She's going to walk by and you may never see her again. That's just a specific example. There's so many other examples. It may be, okay, well, I might start creating content on social media, but I'm a little bit scared. So then you might not end up doing it and then you regret it. Well, just do it. Post that first video, post that first short, post that first story on Instagram, whatever it may be. Just start now and just do it. Because if you don't do it, you'll regret it later on down the line. The consequences will set in and you'll be even more depressed than you probably already are through doing anything bad that you are currently doing. So start now, get on a good path, cut out bad people in your life. Go for it. Just give it a try. Because otherwise you'll regret all the things you didn't do later on down the line. And most importantly, don't realise these things too late. Start realising it now. Start taking my advice now. Otherwise you will realise it too late and everything will come crashing down. You'll realise you wasted your whole life doing the worst thing possible when you could have been doing the best thing possible. So, boys, it's going to wrap up today. I don't know how long this one has been, but I've got some crucial topics down that I wanted to speak about and go over today. So we're going to end the episode. I hope it was a good one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful. And if you want to listen to it again, like I said before, head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, because now you can listen to it on there as well. You know, when you're doing anything. So, goodbye for now, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode.